do Netanyahu durante a conferência, a Assembleia da ONU que tá acontecendo nesse momento. E vocês vão ver a galera debandando. Eu adoro esse vídeo por causa disso. E mesmo assim ele continuou falando, tá? Então assim, tá com a legenda em português.
Order in the hall. Please, order in the hall. Please, order in the hall.
O Brasil é um dos que saíram também.
Please, order in the hall.
Ele tá pedindo por ordem, mas não tem desordem. As pessoas simplesmente estão debandando.
Please, order in the hall.
São os repórteres. A mídia que tá ali em cima, que tá mostrando, né? E ele tá olhando lá pra cima, né? E a mídia que tá aplaudindo. A mídia não pode sair dali, né, gente?
Please, order in the hall.
Mr. President, the families of our dear hostages languishing in the dungeons of Gaza.
É um hipócrita, porque os reféns não estão de volta porque eles não querem. Tá? Já foram tentadas várias coisas, eles simplesmente ignoram, não respondem, não vão até o final. O próprio Hamas já estava disposto 3 vezes, gente, pelo menos 3 vezes, que o Hamas estava disposto a entregar os reféns, Israel virou as costas, tá?
Ladies and gentlemen, last year, I stood at this podium and I showed this map. This map. It shows the curse of Iran's terror axis. This axis threatened the peace of the entire world. It threatened the stability of our region.
É aquele negócio, né? Acuse os outros de do que você faz, nesse caso. Isso não é de Lenin, tá, gente? Nem de Stalin, tá? Quem é a maior ameaça do mundo nesse momento é esse cara aqui. É o regime sionista de Israel.
And the very existence of my country, Israel. Iran was rapidly developing a massive nuclear weapons program.
Outra mentira. Por isso que as pessoas saem. O cara abre a boca, na primeira frase ele tá mentindo. Ele nem vai muito longe, a gente já vê que é mentira.
And a massive ballistic missile program. These were meant not only to destroy Israel, they were meant...
Que, aliás, o Irã soltou vários documentos do programa nuclear de Israel. Quando tiver mais coisas sobre esse assunto, a gente fala, tá? Mas se eu não me engano, o Breno Altman do Opera Mundi vai abordar isso, já abordou isso, não sei. Mas Israel é hipócrita, tá? Eles não têm autorização de ninguém para fazer isso também, ok?
Also to threaten the United States and blackmail nations everywhere. From Gaza, Yahya Sinwar dispatched waves of Hamas terrorists. They stormed into Israel on October 7th and committed acts of unspeakable savagery. From Lebanon, Hassan Nasrallah had launched thousands of missiles and rockets at our cities, terrorizing our citizens.
E aí você tem que falar o que você faz com os cidadãos deles também, porque isso daí é contra-ataque. Não é ataque, é contra-ataque. É aquele negócio, quando todas as armas já não foram... todas as armas de paz já foram utilizadas e não fizeram efeito, a violência que é a última que sobra.
Syria, the murderous dictator Assad hosted Iran's forces, tightening a noose of death around our throats. In Yemen, the Houthi...
Quem atacou primeiro o Irã? Quem atacou o Iêmen? Quem atacou o Catar?
He's launched ballistic missiles at Israel while choking global trade at the mouth of the Red Sea. So what's happened over the past year? We've hammered the Houthis, including yesterday. We crushed the bulk of Hamas's terror machine. We crippled Hezbollah, taking out most of its leaders and much of its weapons arsenal. You remember those beepers, the pagers? We paged Hezbollah. And believe me, they got the message. And thousands of terrorists dropped to the ground. We destroyed Assad's armaments.
É a própria o grupo dele que tá aplaudindo. E provavelmente os americanos, né? Que...
In Syria, we deterred Iran's Shiite militias in Iraq, and most importantly, and above anything else that I could say to you or that we did in this past year, in this past decade, we devastated Iran's atomic weapons and ballistic missiles programs.
Primeiro que não tem prova disso, tá? E... a gente já sabe qual que é essa história, né, gente?
So, here's where things stand today. Half the Houthi leadership in Yemen, gone. Yahya Sinwar in Gaza, gone. Hassan Nasrallah in Lebanon, gone. The Assad regime in Syria, gone. Those militias in Iraq, well, they're still deterred. And their leaders, if they attack Israel, will also be gone. And for Iran's top military commanders...
Os caras não conseguiram tancar o Irã e tá ali fazendo ameaça, entendeu? Eles não conseguiram tancar o Irã. O Irã mostrou que tem muito mais poder do que eles acharam, que Israel, o domo de ferro, ele não é tão bom assim, tá? E outra coisa que eu falo assim, se tá todo mundo gone, se tá todo mundo já acabou com todo mundo, por que inferno você continua essa matança? Então, assim, ele tá claramente ali falando que ele está realmente fazendo genocídio porque ele quer. Porque ele pode. Esse não é o mundo que eu quero para meus filhos, tá?
And its top atomic bomb scientists, well, they're gone too. Israel's 12-day war with Iran, which I renamed Operation Rising Lion, that's from the Bible. This 12-day war will go down in...
Você vê que ele usa a Bíblia exatamente para atrair os cristãos sionistas, né?
The annals of military history. Our daring pilots neutralized Iran's missile defenses and took control of the skies over Tehran. And you saw this. Israeli fighter pilots and American B-2 pilots bombed Iran's nuclear enrichment sites. I want to thank President Trump for his bold and decisive action.
Oh, baba-ovo.
President Trump and I promised to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons, and we delivered on that promise.
Presidente Trump e você são dois mentirosos, são dois hipócritas e são duas pessoas que só pensam no próprio rabo e no próprio dinheiro. Que não estão nem aí pra ninguém. São sem empatia completamente e que só querem destruir o mundo pra vocês mesmos viverem neles. São dois genocidas. O Trump também. São pessoas que estão loucos pra fazer uma limpeza étnica no mundo inteiro.
We removed an existential threat to Israel rather, and a mortal threat to the civilized world. We lifted a dark cloud that could have claimed millions and millions of lives. But, ladies and gentlemen, we must remain vigilant. We must remain absolutely clear-minded and vigilant. We must not allow Iran to rebuild its military nuclear capacities. Iran's stockpiles of enriched uranium, these stockpiles must be eliminated. And tomorrow, UN Security Council sanctions on Iran must be snapped back. Thanks to the resolve of our people, the courage of our soldiers, and the bold decisions we took, Israel rebounded from its darkest day to deliver one of the most stunning military comebacks in history.
A propaganda dele.
But
tá perdendo.
we're not done yet. The final remnants of Hamas are holed up in Gaza City. They vow to repeat the atrocities of October 7th again and again and again.
Na boa, gente. Olha o que eles estão fazendo em Gaza. Vocês também não repetiriam o que foi feito no lugar deles? E eu não tô falando que isso é certo ou errado, não. Tá? Só que o que tá restando pra esse pessoal é isso. Nem com tudo isso que está acontecendo, com toda essa demonstração de genocídio claro, o mundo não está fazendo nada.
No matter how diminished their forces. That is why Israel must finish the job. That is why we want to do so as fast as possible.
Isso aqui é mais uma declaração dele afirmando que ele vai terminar de matar todo mundo ali. Tá para deixar isso bem claro.
Ladies and gentlemen, much of the world no longer remembers October 7th. But we remember. Israel remembers October 7th.
Então deixa eles entregarem os reféns que estão lá. Por que você fica impedindo? Por que você fica arrumando desculpa? Por que você fica ignorando o tratado que você mesmo faz? Bom, ele vai ficar nessa mentira até o final. Eu não vou ficar passando, porque assim, é extremamente... É só mentira, aquela mentira que todo mundo já conhece, tá? E eu vou passar para os discursos que foram mais significantes, tá? Eu queria começar aqui com o do próprio representante da Palestina, que é o Hamoud Assas, esqueci o nome dele, o segundo nome dele. Aqui. Tá. Tem...
of 2025. I give the floor to the distinguished observer of the Observer State of Palestine to introduce an address by the head of the state.
بالله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of God, the Merciful, the Compassionate, Her Excellency Annalena Baerbock, President of the General Assembly, His Excellency Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, Your Excellencies, Highnesses, and Heads of Delegations, may the mercy and blessings of God be upon you. I speak to you today after almost 2 years in which our Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip have been facing a war of genocide, destruction, starvation, and displacement waged by the Israeli occupation forces, in which they killed and injured more than 220,000 Palestinians, the majority of whom are unarmed children, women, and the elderly. A war in which they displaced hundreds of thousands and prevented the entry of...
Eu não vou mostrar as fotos aqui, mas para quem quer ver o que realmente está acontecendo, é só dar uma buscadinha. A própria Al Jazeera tem vários, o Instagram tá cheio. É só sair da bolha sionista, tá? É muito fácil.
food and medical supplies and caused
São imagens fortes, eu não posso mostrar aqui.
They imposed a stifling siege on an entire people and destroyed more than 80% of homes, schools, hospitals, churches, mosques, facilities, and infrastructure. What Israel is carrying out is not merely an aggression. It is a war crime and a crime against humanity that is both documented and monitored, and it will be recorded in history books and the pages of international conscience as one of the most horrific chapters of humanitarian tragedy in the 20th and 21st centuries. In the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, the capital of the State of Palestine, the extremist Israeli government continues to implement its settlement policies through illegal settlement expansion and developing projects for annexing settlements. The latest was the construction plan for E1, which would divide the West Bank into 2 parts and would isolate occupied Jerusalem from its surroundings and would undermine the option of the 2-state solution in a blatant violation of international law and relevant Security Council resolutions, specifically Resolution 2334. Furthermore, the Israeli Prime Minister announced a plan for what he calls Greater Israel, which we reject and completely deplore, and which involves expanding into sovereign Arab states. In addition to the brutal attack against...
Great Israel, ou a Grande Israel, não é só a Palestina, tá, gente? Por isso que eles continuam atacando todo mundo que tá em volta deles, falando que tem terrorista aqui e ali, que eles estão atacando eles, e normalmente quem ataca primeiro é Israel, tá?
the sisterly state of Qatar, which we condemn and see as an escalation that is grave and a blatant violation of international law, which requires a decisive intervention and deterring procedures and measures for such expansionary plans. With official support and through increasing facilities, the terrorism of settlers increases. They burn homes and fields, they uproot trees and attack villages and attack unarmed Palestinian civilians. In fact, they kill them in broad daylight under the protection of the Israeli occupation army. Furthermore, the Islamic and Christian religious sites in Jerusalem, Hebron, and Gaza Strip have not been spared the attacks which have damaged the mosques, churches, and cemeteries in a blatant violation of the historic status quo and in a clear violation of the provisions of the international law.
Eles estão limpando Gaza. Eles estão literalmente transformando Gaza num wasteland. Por quê? Porque eles querem reformar Gaza. E construir, sei lá, os resorts do Trump, o que mais vocês acharem aí. Porque eles querem simplesmente apagar Gaza e transformar num negócio deles ali, né? E é muito claro. É muito claro isso que eles querem fazer. Não tá sobrando nada em Gaza, gente. É um negócio absurdo. O Google Earth, ele atualizou as imagens. Vai lá ver.
Despite all what our people have suffered, we reject what Hamas carried out on the 7th of October. These actions that targeted Israeli civilians and took them hostages, because these actions do not represent the Palestinian people, nor do they represent their just struggle for freedom and independence. We have affirmed, and we will continue to affirm, that the Gaza Strip is an integral part of the state of Palestine, and that we are ready to bear full responsibility for governance and security there. Hamas will not have a role to play in governance. Hamas and other factions will have to hand over their weapons to the Palestinian National Authority as part of a process to build the institutions of a one state, one law, and one legal security forces. We reiterate that we do not want an armed state. Ladies and gentlemen, our wounds are deep and our calamity is great. 7 million Palestinians are still living the tragedies of the Nakba and displacement since 1948. Our people in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, and in the Gaza Strip, are still living the tragedies.
Só uma coisa, West Bank não tem Hamas. Só para lembrar.
Of the Israeli aggression and occupation for decades. Years that our people have spent under occupation, killing, arrests, and settlement, and the theft of money, property, and lands. And this still continues without any deterrent or accountability. Years of oppression, deprivation, and the protection for the occupier, and enabling the occupier instead of protecting the people under the occupation. And more violations of the rights of our Palestinian people to self-determination, to freedom, dignity, independence, and sovereignty on the land of the occupied state, on the land of the state of Palestine occupied since 1967, including East Jerusalem. More than 1,000 resolutions at the United Nations. Not one of them was implemented. There have been many...
Que a gente tem que entender que a Nações Unidas, ela é uma coisa extremamente inútil, tá? Ela é boa para discurso, e às vezes o discurso movimenta uma coisa aqui e outra ali. Mas as implementações deles, etc., não funcionam. Por quê? Tem uns VIP babaca ali, tipo os Estados Unidos, que se 91 países votaram, 191 países, sei lá quantos países tem, votaram numa coisa e só um desses VIP falam não, a gente veta, acabou. Ou seja, nada que acontece nas Nações Unidas vai pra frente, tá? Porque sempre vai ter alguém com interesse contrário. E esses que têm interesse contrário vão vetar. Normalmente são os VIP, tá? Então, assim, é interessante ver o discurso para ver o que tá acontecendo, mas as Nações Unidas é um negócio completamente inútil. Acho que foi o próprio Lula que falou isso. O próprio Trump falou isso.
Efforts and many international initiatives without reaching an end to this tragic situation that the Palestinian people are living under the yoke of occupation. In 1993, we signed the Oslo Accords, and we adhered to all its items, and we recognized the state of Israel. Israel, at the time, recognized the Palestine Liberation Organization as the sole legitimate representative of the Palestinian people. Based on that, we restructured our institutions, and we amended our national charter, and we rejected violence and terrorism, and we adopted a culture of peace. We made all our efforts to build the institutions of a modern Palestinian state that lives side by side in peace and security with Israel. But Israel did not adhere to the signed agreements and has worked systematically on undermining them. Ladies and gentlemen, just 3 days ago, we met at a high-level international conference in New York under the joint chairmanship of France and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with wide-scale international presence and united positions that expressed a genuine international will to put an end to this historic conflict by recognizing the state of Palestine, ending the occupation, and returning hope to both the Palestinian and Israeli people. And here, I would like to, on behalf of the Palestinian people, to express our gratitude and appreciation to all the states that recently recognized the state of Palestine and those that intend to recognize the state of Palestine soon. We urge all the states that have not done so yet to recognize the state of Palestine. We call on support.
Isso, né, para quem não sabe ainda, acho que foi a França, o Canadá e o Reino Unido. Né, bem no começo no final de semana aí, ou no começo de semana, eles reconheceram o Estado palestino. E o Reino Unido é uma coisa assim, é bem grande, porque eles estavam literalmente prendendo as pessoas que estavam fazendo protestos, tá? Prendendo mesmo. Tanto que, assim, tem o NICAP, que é um irlandês, uma banda irlandesa. Eles estavam fazendo bastante shows pró-Palestina e um deles foi à corte quase com acusações de terrorismo. E depois que o Starmer, né, o primeiro-ministro do Reino Unido, fez essa declaração, daí hoje eu vi que todas as acusações contra ele foram retiradas.
Supporting Palestine obtaining full membership in the United Nations. It should be noted that we have already recognized Israel's right to exist in 1988 and in 1993, and we still recognize this right. In this regard, we would like to thank France, the UK, Canada, Australia, Belgium, Portugal, Luxembourg, Malta, Monaco, San Marino, Andorra, and Denmark for their recognition of the state of Palestine. We would like to thank all 149 states which had previously recognized the state of Palestine. Our people will not forget this noble position.
Isso que eu falo, gente, a maioria do mundo já reconhece, mas nada é feito. São só palavras.
We would also like to commend the role of the chairmanship of this conference, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and France, and also the United Kingdom. We would also like to thank all the states that headed the various working groups and those which participated and continue to participate in the International Alliance for Peace. We would also like to thank the states that are supporting our efforts to stop the genocide, end the occupation, and achieve peace. We highly appreciate all the peoples and organizations around the world who protested in support of the rights of the Palestinian people to freedom and independence and to stop the war, destruction, and starvation. We reject confusing the solidarity with the Palestinian cause and the issue of anti-Semitism, which is something that we reject based on our values and principles. Within the framework of welcoming the outcomes of the International Conference for Peace, we reiterate today before the General Assembly the following points. First, the need for an immediate and permanent end to the war in Gaza. Second, the entry without conditions of humanitarian aid through United Nations organizations, including the UNRWA, and to stop using...
Isso é uma coisa que Israel usa muito, né? Que as Nações Unidas, etc., não estão entregando. Eles tentam, só que Israel não deixa. Eles bloquearam alguns pontos que tem para as pessoas pegarem, eles chegam, e aí os settlers e o próprio exército matam eles. Atiram, não... Então, assim, a gente tem que tomar cuidado com essas narrativas de Israel, né? Eu acho que é muito óbvio, mas, enfim, eu sei de muita gente que cai nelas.
Using starvation as a weapon. And here we would like to thank the brotherly and friendly states and organizations that have been sending aids. Third, the release of all hostages and prisoners on both sides. Fourth, the complete
On both sides, nos dois lados. Por quê? Porque não é só o Hamas que fez prisioneiro. Tá? Tem mais de 1.000 palestinos presos, incluindo médicos, em Israel. Criança, vocês têm criança na prisão. Criança. Eu tenho filho, eu fico imaginando o desespero do meu filho se for parar num lugar desses. Então vocês imaginam uma criança ali presa. Uma criança de 11 anos, 12 anos. Presa. Sem comida. Provavelmente sofrendo todos os tipos de abuso que você possa imaginar. Numa prisão extremamente precária, que já foi falado por todo mundo da flotilha que foi para essa mesma prisão. Eu tenho vontade de chorar quando eu vejo isso, quando eu sei disso. Que eu não consigo imaginar os meus filhos passando por um negócio desse. E eu não quero um mundo em que Israel possa fazer isso com quem eles quiserem. Que os Estados Unidos possam fazer isso com quem eles quiserem.
complete withdrawal of the occupation from the Gaza Strip and the rejection of the plans for displacement and putting an end to settlement, the terrorism of settlers, and the theft of Palestinian lands and property under the headline of annexation, and stopping the aggression against the status quo in holy sites. These are all unilateral actions that undermine the two-state solution in Gaza, the West Bank, and Jerusalem. Fifth, the state of Palestine should take their full responsibility, starting with the Administrative Committee for the Gaza Strip, which is chaired by a minister in the Palestinian government, to manage the affairs of the Gaza Strip for a temporary period, and then to connect that with the West Bank, all through Arab and international support, and with Arab and international presence to protect civilians in Gaza and support the Palestinian forces under the umbrella of the United Nations, rather than being a replacement. Sixth, to guarantee that the residents of the Gaza Strip remain on their lands without displacement, and to implement a recovery and reconstruction plan in both the
Ou seja, ele está oferecendo tudo ali para ter paz, tudo que eles querem, mas Israel não quer, porque o problema de Israel não é os reféns. E eu vou deixar isso bem claro. Novamente, Israel não quer os reféns de volta, porque os reféns são uma desculpa para os sionistas como Netanyahu destruírem o lugar. Como eu disse, são interesses financeiros, são interesses religiosos, tá?
Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Seventh, releasing the Palestinian tax money that is being held by the State of Israel unjustly, and lifting the economic siege and the barriers from the Palestinian cities, villages, and refugee camps. Eighth, supporting our...
Praticamente assim, os caras falam, só deixa a gente viver em paz que ninguém vai perturbar vocês. Só que vocês não deixam os caras viverem em paz. Não deixam os caras se moverem, não deixam os caras terem a dignidade deles. Ficam matando gente à torto direita só porque querem. Isso antes do 7 de outubro.
national efforts towards reform and conducting presidential and parliamentary elections within a year after the end of the war. The practical procedures has begun. A committee has been assigned to draft a temporary constitution, and it will end its work within 3 months, so that we move from authority to state. We want a modern and democratic state that abides by international law, the rule of law, and multilateralism, and the peaceful transition of power. And we are extremely keen to empower women and the youth. Ninth, we declare that we are ready to work with US President Donald Trump and with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and France, the United Nations, and all partners to implement the peace plan that was approved in the conference that was held on the 22nd of September in a way that would lead towards a just peace and regional cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, today we say clearly, peace cannot be achieved if justice is not achieved. And there can be no justice if Palestine is not freed. We want to live in freedom, security, and peace like all other people on earth, in an independent, sovereign state on the borders of 1967, with East Jerusalem as our capital, in security and peace with our neighbors. We want a modern civilian state that is free of violence, weapons, and extremism, one that respects law, human rights, and invests in people, development, technology, and education, not in wars and conflict. The time has come for the international community to do right by the Palestinian people so that they may obtain their legitimate rights to be rid of the occupation and to not remain a hostage to the temperament of Israeli politics, which denies our rights and continue in their injustice, oppression, and aggression. We are continuing to move forward, and we will continue our peaceful, legal, and diplomatic fight to obtain our rights. In conclusion, we say to our sons and daughters in the homeland, in the exile, and in the diaspora, no matter how much our wounds bleed, and no matter how long the suffering lasts, it will not break our will to live and survive. The dawn of freedom will emerge, and the flag of Palestine will fly high in our skies, as a symbol of dignity, steadfastness, and being free from the yoke of occupation. Palestine is ours. Jerusalem is the jewel of our heart and our eternal capital. We will not leave our homeland. We will not leave our lands. Our people will remain rooted like the olive trees, firm as the rocks. We will rise from under the rubble to rebuild and to send from our blessed and holy land the messages of hope and the sound of truth and right, and build the bridges of just peace for the people of our region and the entire world. May the peace and mercy and blessings of God be upon you.
Bom, esse aí foi o discurso dele. Esse discurso foi feito antes do discurso que a gente assistiu do Netanyahu, tá? Pra vocês verem que, assim, aquele monte de merda, mentira que ele contou, simplesmente as pessoas não querem mais acreditar. Só que tem um Estado que tá segurando isso. Um Estado que normalmente se beneficia financeiramente de guerra, que não quer a paz. E esse Estado é os Estados Unidos, tá? Eu vou colocar o da Colômbia. Colômbia, que achei. Bora assistir.
The Assembly will hear an address by His Excellency Gustavo Petro Urrego, President of the Republic of Colombia. I request protocol to escort His Excellency and invite him to address the Assembly.
President of the General Assembly, this is my last statement as President here, the fourth time. In my first speech, I announced that it was very likely that there would be conflicts in Ukraine and Gaza and in Palestine, and that I suggested that there be a peace conference. But those who don't have bombs or large budgets are not heeded here. Well, 4 years later, the horrific situation in
Vocês entenderam, né? Quem não tem bombas e orçamentos grandes se alegram. Não, desculpa. Quem não tem bombas e orçamentos grandes
budgets are not heeded here. Well, 4 years
não
later,
se alegram. Na verdade, desculpa. Que não se alegram. Por quê? Quem é que ganha com isso? Né?
the horrific situation in Palestine did not lead me to think that almost the same thing could happen in the Colombian Caribbean area, where unarmed young people are being shot at with missiles in the open seas. And now we are in a different situation. Perhaps
As
it's
cutucadas
more
que ele tá
global,
dando.
a kind of stone age that has descended on all of humankind. Missiles against 17 unarmed young people in the Caribbean Sea, some of them Colombians. The persecution, imprisonment, and expulsion of millions of migrants, missiles that have killed some 70,000 people in Gaza, the lack of action on the climate crisis. All this is linked, and all this has the same cause. Migration is simply an excuse so that a rich society, rich, white, and racist, believes itself to be the superior race and is not
Maravilhoso isso.
realizing that its leaders are leading it to the abyss, to its
É aquela verdade que todo mundo sabe, mas ninguém tem coragem de falar?
own distinction, together with the rest of humanity. They said that the missiles in the Caribbean were used to stop drug trafficking. That is a lie, stated here in this very rostrum. And
E deixa eu só deixar bem claro novamente, porque parece que muita gente esquece. Quem acha, o brasileiro que acha que é branco, fora do Brasil, você é doido. pura ilusão. Tá? Eu, que era considerada super branquela no Brasil, não sou considerada branca aqui. Sou considerada marrom. Eu ouço esta palavra, marrom. Não que eu tenha problema com esta palavra, problema nenhum. Mas muito brasileiro defende essa merda, achando que vai chegar lá e, eu sou branco, tá tudo certo, eu sou igual a vocês. Eles não acham que você é igual a eles, tá? Pra deixar bem claro isso. Porque é a minoria da minoria que quer acabar com todo mundo. É pura tese, puro suco da tese da eugenia essa aqui. Tá? E a gente já viu em outros vídeos que a tese da eugenia não é mentira. Foi colocada em documentos do governo brasileiro até.
In 2023 and 2024 were years when the largest amount of cocaine was seized, and over 700 drug traffickers were extradited to the United States and Europe. I extradited them, and my government seized, confiscated the cocaine, and we didn't shoot a single missile, nor did we kill any youths. The years where I was able to prove that it's more effective to substitute coca crops than eradicate them, than forced eradication using poison, and forcing peasants to use it. The violent war against drugs was a failure, and I replaced it with an effective anti-trafficking policy, not based on a mix-up between an inert substance, that is drugs, with people who actually use it and practice it. But what was necessary is to destroy dialogue and to shoot missiles. Was it really necessary on unarmed, poor young people in the Caribbean? The anti-drug policy is not meant to stop
Esses países, eles agem como se fosse o uga uga buga buga, sabe? De idade da pedra, é o mais forte, entende? Porque eles podem, porque eles não têm nada a perder. A guerra não é no território deles, quem tá morrendo não é o povo deles. E pra eles isso tá bom, tá ótimo, eles estão ganhando com isso, com venda de arma, com venda de coisas de armamento. Eles ganham com isso.
Cocaine that is coming to the United States. Anti-drug policy is to dominate the peoples of the South as a whole. You shouldn't look at the drugs, you should look at who has the power and who dominates. This is why I speak to you as a decertified president. I've been decertified by President Trump, without him having any right to do this, a human right or divine right or any sensible reason. They want to force, by violence, tens of thousands of peasants to do what the U.S. government wants to do, which are influenced by mafia groups in Colombia. Thousands of peasants are massacred in Colombia by politicians who were senators.
Ele tá explicando muito bem o perigo que todo mundo tá passando, que as pessoas estão achando que é só em Gaza. As pessoas estão achando que é só um navio ali no Caribe. O Trump tá tentando invadir a soberania de tudo quanto é lugar. O Trump tem Israel como como é que chama? Como o pau-mandado deles ali. E os dois têm uma força fodida. Para os dois virarem as armas pro sul global, é 1-2, tá? É 1-2. E aí você sabe quem que vai proteger? Ninguém. Ninguém tá protegendo Gaza agora, que é muito menor.
Who were presidents, who were ministers that were bribed and on the payroll of the drug mafia. And at the same time, they were allies of the extreme right based in Florida of the United States, and now allies of the Trump administration. They've been allied for decades with drug lords, cocaine drug lords
Estados Unidos sentiu.
In Colombia. They were allies, and so they led this anti-drug policy from Washington. I don't know if Trump even knows that his foreign policy towards Colombia, Venezuela, and towards the Caribbean is based on advice from Colombians who are allies of the cocaine mafia. I myself denounced these politicians, including the paramilitaries, drug traffickers, naming them by their names in the Congress of Colombia when I was senator. And many times they wanted to kill me because of that. And they did not want me to become president. They wanted me to shut up. And now they don't want another progressive government to be reelected. That is why I've been personally decertified, and they have spread calumny against Colombia. Colombia has confiscated the highest amount of cocaine in the history of the country under my government, and I've been decertified. In Colombia,
Se os Estados Unidos perderem a Colômbia é ruim e a gente é bom, eles perdem poder. Por isso que eles querem falar que o PCC é terrorista. Para eles poderem ativar uma lei que eles têm lá, de que eles podem invadir e fazer o que quer com o país. E quando eles invadirem o Brasil, se eles invadirem o Brasil, eles não vão ficar protegendo você que se acha branco. Você que ficou aí batendo palma pra bandeira americana. Tá? Eles não estão nem aí. Olha para os países que eles invadiram com vários pretextos. Vê se a população local, vê como é que ficou a população local. Não importa se era a pessoa que estava do lado deles ou não.
we have managed
Acorda,
to stop
gente.
the increase in the rate of expansion of coca crops that was 43% under the government of Duque and has dropped to 3%. And Duque was not decertified. He was who had someone who financed his campaign who was a drug trafficker, and instead they decertified me. So the anti-drug policy is not aimed at the public health of a society, but rather to prop up a policy of domination. They don't want to give the power to the people. The young people that were killed using missiles in the Caribbean were not from Hamas. They were not from other terrorist groups. They were poor Colombians. And with apologies to those who dominate the United Nations.
Aquele navio que eles falam que era da Venezuela, que era na verdade colombiano, que não tinha nada a ver com nada. É isso que ele tá falando, tá?
There should be criminal cases against those officials of the United States for doing this, including the utmost official, President Trump, that allowed the shooting of missiles against these young people who were simply trying to escape poverty. Youths in a speedboat who might have had a certain amount of drugs were not drug traffickers. They were simply poor youth. But the real drug traffickers live somewhere else, not in America, not in Latin America. So it's easy to shoot missiles against the speedboats with migrants and accusing them.
É aquele negócio, né? A polícia entrando pra combater o tráfico dentro da favela, ao invés de combater quem manda no tráfico, que não tá na favela. Aqui é a mesma coisa. E é isso que essa guerra ao terror, guerra às drogas, guerra qualquer coisa faz. Mata. Não é quem manda, não é quem tá no poder. Não é quem tá mandando toda essa bosta de droga, de terrorismo do caralho a quatro. É quem tá embaixo. Porque eles precisam manter o poder deles. E quando eles mantêm o poder deles, a gente perde o nosso. Nosso poder de soberania, inclusive. Que por pior que possa ser, pode ter os problemas que forem, ainda é muito melhor do que viver sob um estado militar de outra nação. Que não quer absolutamente nada com a vida humana.
Of terrorism and drug trafficking when they don't have a single weapon to defend themselves. When the real drug traffickers live in New York here, just a few blocks from here, in Miami, and they reach agreements with the DEA, and they're allowed to traffic in Africa, in Russia, in China, but not in the United States, a country that has not managed to reduce its consumption of cocaine. Because it's drug addicts, or rather, they did manage to reduce the consumption of cocaine simply because their addicts switched to another type of drug, fentanyl, which is much deadlier. This fentanyl is produced in the industrial heartland of the United States, here, not far from here. And the consumers are here as well. It's produced and consumed in the United States. That is the worst. They're addicted to fentanyl and to gasoline, the two main poisons of life in the world. gasoline is even worse than fentanyl. Only the black-skinned people here, those who are ancestral here, that were thousands of years have been here, or young people, or women who don't want to see their children die of any color of their skin. But people are still hooked on fentanyl or hooked on television. Only they can stop this domination by the United States. The people who have taken to the streets in California, in New York, in Philadelphia, where the Liberty Bell stands, in spite of the National Guard that Trump sends out against its own people to shut them up, to the states that are free. These states are no longer uniting their efforts in the face of tyranny. The President of the United States does not know that 1 million Latin Americans have died. The largest share of them from Colombia. And another 1 million will die in North America in 10 years because of fentanyl. Cocaine killed 3,000 people a year to date. Fentanyl kills 130 per year, 30 times more. That is the outcome of 30 years by the United States of a policy that is absurd and that is leading its society to the horrific death due to drugs that kill the brain. And in this situation, Trump not only allows missiles to be fired at young people in the Caribbean, does not only imprison migrants, but also allows missiles to be killed against children, women, and old people in Gaza. He is an accomplice to genocide. It is a genocide, and we need to prevent it. This forum is a mute witness to a genocide. In a world where we thought that this is something only the legacy of Hitler. Here, they don't speak of life, of the climate crisis. What is happening is the death of thousands of children. Meanwhile, we in Colombia have not increased the rate of killings. We have the lowest unemployment rate in the country of the century. We have the lowest unemployment rates. We have developed our agriculture by 10% and our industry by 5%. We have more tourists than ever who have come to see the beauties of our country, our cultural and natural beauties. And we are seeking peace by negotiating with drug traffickers and with rebels. I will always be ready to discuss, to negotiate, to save lives, and to eradicate coca crops, but based on their own voluntary decision by Colombian peasants. Let us not be bribed by the drug traffickers, as was the case in previous governments in Colombia. And 25,000 hectares have already been eradicated voluntarily. We have been successful in this new policy. It's not an anti-drug policy, but an anti-drug traffickers policy. That is something different. And we're grateful to the countries that have helped us, such as Qatar, Cuba, Mexico, the Vatican, Norway, Brazil, and Venezuela. We don't want to thank those who want to sow war between us. People of the world, listen. Latin America does not only mean drug trafficking or coke or cocaine.
Maravilhoso.
Latin America has a massive potential for clean electrical energy, renewable alternate energy based on wind, water. The United States has a huge demand for energy, and 70% of it is filled by fossil fuels, in other words, based on carbon, or coal, gas. Latin America is developing its clean energy potential, and we can satisfy the entire demand of the United States for energy. What is necessary is investment, and we would make the biggest contribution to fighting climate change. Given the huge potential for clean energy and the capacity to absorb by the Amazon, Latin America can make a tremendous contribution to save the life in this planet. All that is necessary is $600 billion.
Os Estados Unidos e todos os países, o que eles querem é só pegar. Eles não querem fazer coisas renováveis. Eles simplesmente querem tirar, explorar e depois largar. Isso tem um impacto mundial e está tendo impacto mundial já há muito tempo, tanto na economia, na sociedade, no meio ambiente, em tudo. Então ele está muito certo no que ele está falando.
To develop this potential. Africa and Europe can do the same. This decarbonization would provide us with over $1.3 trillion. This is money that is already in the treasuries of the United States, Europe, China, but not a dollar is spent because it's not profitable. Or rather, it might be profitable in terms of human life, including life in the United States, in Europe, in China. However, they don't want to depend on Latin America and Africa. They know that to bring together the clean energy of Africa and Latin America would not only decarbonize the planet, save it from the climate collapse, but it would also change the global power, which is discussed here. But that power is spoken in terms of bombs. But this would truly create a global democracy and change the means of production, because life and humanity would become the priorities, and they would edge
A
out.
gente tem que entender que o capitalismo ele não se sustenta. Eu já falo isso direto aqui. O capitalismo ele depende de escassez. Ok? Quanto mais escassez, mais capital. Os Estados Unidos não querem, principalmente que é o maior capitalista do mundo, a maior potência capitalista do mundo, eles não querem que o mundo seja igual, que o mundo seja bom, que o mundo seja... Sabe? Eles não querem, eles não têm interesse em melhorar nada. Porque quando as coisas melhoram, eles perdem dinheiro. Porque no final das contas, é melhor para todo mundo.
Greed. Greed is the poison of life. And Mao spoke of this, Chairman Mao. According to science, we have 10 more years until we reach a point of no return in terms of the climate. And once we reach that point, we won't be able to do anything. We will simply observe the disasters, and we'll feel them in our own families and cities.
Quem tem
Because
filho aí?
It will be irreversible. The extinction of life, extinction of human life there'll be an irreversibility of the process, and no technology, no political or social force will be able to do anything about it to stop this collapse. And we only have 10 years left. That is what science tells us. But here people don't believe in science.
É,
The most
exato.
powerful man in the world does not believe in science. That is the irrationality. And Germany, the country of great philosophers, of Kant, Feuerbach, and others, became prey of irrationalism in 1933, and today it's this country that is becoming irrational.
A
The solution
Alemanha
is to stop consuming
cisma em
fossil fuels
cometer o
and to
mesmo
quickly
erro.
switch to water, wind, hydrogen. But the word decarbonization sounds subversive at the conferences of the most powerful countries, the G7 or G20 or Davos, among the rich. Just as 5 centuries ago, the world democracy sounded subversive here, or in Bogota, in Paris, in Madrid. These dollars that I mentioned here, 600 billion or 1.3 trillion. This is significant. This is just a little more than what the rich countries pledged at the COP in Paris, and they have not fulfilled their pledges because they're not interested in decarbonization. And what has come is basically loans from multilateral banks, which are just
Quem paga é o povo também.
small amounts compared to what is needed. The climate crisis means that in all public budgets, investment in decarbonization and adaptation should be the priority. A global financial policy is necessary that is different. The debt risk premium should be abolished. Which countries are the riskiest? They are the countries that have the highest greenhouse gas emissions, such as this one. These are the riskiest countries. Whereas the countries that absorb CO2, and we have jungles and a lot of water in the south, we absorb the CO2 of the north. But the market does not agree with that. So the debt of the poorest countries must be forgiven. There should be debt swaps for adaptation and mitigation and investment in the climate crisis. So people from the United States and those from Wall Street, from London, you want to collect the interest payments from the debt of our countries. What you will find eventually is cemeteries, because we'll all be dead. The money will be useless in the midst of.
Só uma coisa. Leiam esse livro. Aqui tá ao contrário, mas se chama Débito. Os primeiros 5.000 anos. O autor é o David Graeber que escreve. David Graeber. É isso que o débito faz. É para isso que tem débito. Para manter as pessoas sob controle. O débito não é feito para ser pago.
Of all the cemeteries. Another subversive word is the plan. A global plan. The word plan has been forgotten because it was not necessary to plan, because the plan is anathema. And there was a fundamentalist belief in the markets, thinking that markets would bring happiness. The Swiss economist Arras said this. And in fact, the market leads to an abyss. It leads to death. as we are already witnessing today. Malras, that was his name, was wrong. Neoliberalism was mistaken from the very beginning, and it's been guiding our countries for the past 50 years based on completely erroneous formulas. The plan should be binding on national states. There should be a global democracy supervised by a Security Council that does not have the right to veto. Because we have to understand that the market will not resolve the climate crisis because it has produced that crisis. It was capital, which is based on unequal relationship between those who own the means that create the carbon and those who work, who are salaried employees. And this is a system that has to produce more and more objects that the boss, the owner, has to sell. And the same thing for the production of fossil fuels. That is what has produced the climate crisis. Produce more, to consume more, to sell more, and thus create more carbon, more oil until we die. But this will not last forever because carbon and fossil fuels have reached the end, because that is perhaps will mean the end of capital in general, because if it's not the end of capital, it'll be the end of life. The owner of capital is an individual that has power. It's not a thing.
Começa e termina
It's
no
not some kind
capital.
of puppet. It is a human being with his greed, a slave to his greed. That is the individual who will seek to make sure that more and more oil is produced in their countries, even if it poisons his life, and continue to dig for more oil, even if it destroys the atmosphere and destroys life. So we have to choose either life or greed, either the Stone Age or local and global democracy, freedom or death, as Bolivar said, and that was his slogan, his red and black, white and white banner: freedom red, death black, and possible peace white. That is what is necessary, is a revolution by the peoples of the world to overcome the climate crisis and not to allow this crisis to reach a global collapse. It is a revolution of the united peoples, of civilizations that need to engage in dialogue, more than states themselves. It is a revolution of entire humanity to save life on the planet, and perhaps with the cooperation of certain governments that want to support life. Today, the United Nations is experiencing a crisis, and there's a need to transform it. Today, we have nation states gathered here who no longer have power, that no matter how much they vote, they are ignored, because the nation state has also reached its decadence, its ultimate fall, because capital has become global. It's not contained in a state. Socialism was supposed to be global, but Stalin, in fact, in Yalta, condemned a global revolution that was occurring in Spain and in Greece, and it might have occurred in Latin America and other places. So humanity is a new political subject that has emerged rather than the nation state. And so the United Nations has to become a united humanity, even though a diverse but united humanity. A new subject is appearing in human history, and this is very important. And I think that this is wonderful, because we have to overcome the idea of a nation state to become humanity, but that humanity must be united. For that, there needs to be democracy around the world. There needs to be permanent dialogue in the midst of diversity. It is our differences that compels us to coordinate our action at the global level. Dialogue, yes. Humanity, yes. Humanity profoundly democratic, yes. Hopefully, a humanity of based on leaders who are free, rather than a humanity that is basically slaves, just a beast of burden. Humanity that shoots missiles against young people, or defenseless armed people, or shoots missiles in a place of the world near where Jesus was born. These problems cannot be resolved with governments who are bribed by oil producers, by oil corporations. So a new political subject is emerging: a united and diverse humanity, united despite its diverse cultures. Meanwhile, the old societies of Europe are collapsing, and the United States is applauding its new Hitler. It's not listening to its own young people or
Tá
its
certo. Tá
older
aplaudindo de novo,
people
Hitler.
who died in Europe, in the battlefields of Europe, fighting against Hitler and against his criminal ideology. Today, the same thing is being done as Hitler did, building concentration camps for migrants. And it's stated that migrants are of an inferior race, and they blame them, just like Hitler blamed the Jews. They call them drug traffickers and thieves, whereas the majority of drug traffickers are blonde and have blue eyes, and they keep their fortunes in the largest banks in the world. And they don't live in Bogota or in Gaza. They live in Miami. They are neighbors of President Trump. They live in Dubai or in Paris or London. They don't live where there's poverty. But the missiles are fired against those where there's poverty. Tren de Aragua is a group that is considered a terrorist group, but that is not true. Migrants are not criminals. They should not be put in concentration camps, expelled and chained up. Immigration is not immigration is due to a blockade against countries like Iraq or Cuba. Immigration is a result of the impoverishment of many countries because of their indebtedness, because of wars unleashed by the United States and Europe to grab their oil. Immigration is a
gente
consequence
não
of
pode
a climate
esquecer
crisis that leaves the tropics
que o
without
Reino
water
Unido é
and,
dos
destroys the environment.
principais
The solution to migration is
culpados pelo que está
very different
acontecendo em
from
Gaza.
missiles or prisons or camps. There's no higher race. There's no supreme race. Only ignorant extremists think like that. All of humanity is made in God's image. They use immigration as a scapegoat to do nothing against the climate crisis, which will put an end to life. They use immigration to get the votes of the whites, but what is necessary is to put an end to the consumption of CO2 and oil and stop drilling for oil. We need a different world, a humane world. And first and foremost, we need to stop the genocide in Gaza. Humanity cannot allow a single day more of this genocide, or for the genocidal Netanyahu and his allies in Europe and the United States to continue. The United
Tô
Nations
amando
must
que ele está chamando as
uphold
pessoas pelo que eles são.
the decisions of the International Court of Justice. International law is the basis of civilization and of its wisdom as distilled in history, and it must make sure that the decisions of international justice are implemented, are applied. Diplomacy has been tried in Gaza. It could not resolve the situation.
É isso
Sorry,
que eu falei.
I'm sorry, President Macron. We can keep insisting in when every single day, every single minute, a missile is fired and destroys the bodies of babies and children in the Arab state of Palestine. Every day, there are decisions, resolutions that are vetoed in the Security Council. Every day, more and more children die. More and more bombs, more and more dead. Perhaps those who do this, who shoot this, are robots. Maybe they don't have their own children. They're not human. Can we stop the genocide with a vote of the General Assembly? Yes, that's what we should do rather than a vote in the Security Council, because that is vetoed. United for Peace for Palestine. We should establish a peacekeeping force to protect. What's necessary today are words, not blue helmets that are often lack training, and they're not ready to do this. No, what we need is a powerful army of countries that do not accept genocide. That is why I invite nations of the world and their peoples, most importantly, as an integral part of humanity, to bring together weapons and armies and to defend Palestine. I invite the armies of Asia and the great people, the great Slavic people who defeated Hitler, and the Latin American people of Bolivar, of Garibaldi and others.
O problema é que o mundo não
I think
pode
there's enough. We've had enough words.
arcar com uma
Today,
guerra
the
nesse
time has
momento.
come to use the
ninguém
slogan
quer.
of Bolivar, freedom or death. Because Washington and NATO are
E
killing.
existe uma outra forma de botar pressão em Israel antes de ir para armas, tá? Que são as sanções. A gente sabe que quando mexe no bolso é muito mais efetivo do que você atacar. Porque quando a gente ataca, sempre existe aquela reação, aquela coisa humana de contra-ataque. E não é à toa que existe toda essa resiliência, essa resistência das pessoas quando a sua terra é atacada, quando o seu povo é atacado. Não é à toa que os palestinos não sucumbiram ainda. Porque a força de quem está sendo atacado, ela é absurda. Ela é absurda. Então, eu não acho que atacar Israel seja uma opção. Até porque a gente tem que considerar que os Estados Unidos e Israel são potências armamentistas muito fortes. Não estou falando que se todo mundo for contra eles, eles vão perder. Eu acho que assim, não precisa chegar nisso. Tem que impor sanções. Porque quando mexer no bolso de Israel, eles param.
Democracy, and they are spreading totalitarianism at the global level. We need to raise the red and black banner flag, without forgetting the white color, which was the color of peace and the color of hope in the heart of humanity. The United States no longer teach democracy, but rather kill democracy, especially among its immigrants, filled with greed. The UN should begin its change by stopping the genocide in Gaza with a army of liberation and salvation, and there should be a decision here taken in the General Assembly without any veto. After Gaza, we can start working on decarbonization so that we can found a truly global democracy, and a new Security Council can be established without any vetoes, and where its decisions would be binding. And And the global and national financial system should be based on decentralized capital. That is the way that humankind can regulate capital, to subordinate capital to life, to regulate it to people. That is the path by which the United Nations will move from an alliance of states to an alliance of cultures and peoples. If we overcome the climate crisis and if we unite as humanity, we will manage to make the United Nations an assembly of peoples which seeks to make sure that every individual is free, making sure that every human being achieves their potential, and because the intelligence of human beings, illuminated by science, will make it possible to not only save life, but to fulfill the mission of humanity by expanding life into the stars. A humanity that is united and free can look at the stars and reach the stars, as the Romans, the legionnaires, thought of Judea when they used the word astra, or star. It's the time of freedom or death. Real death from missiles, but freedom is also real in the heart of human beings and its capacity to rebel and to resist. Thank you very much.
Que discurso foda. Que discurso foda. E com esse discurso muito foda, que eu vou ficando por aqui, porque este episódio ficou absolutamente enorme e eu acho que eu vou cortar ele em 2. Ok? Abraços e beijos e tchau.